Hi guys, it's Medi Jude here. If this is the first time coming across this channel, you're welcome. I still remain Medi Jude. So today I'll be sharing with you on my journey into nursing school. What actually made me to choose nursing as a profession and how it all started. I can actually remember, if I want to think of it, I think I started thinking of becoming a professional nurse as of my junior secondary school. Yes, if I can remember, it all started after my junior WAEC, and I had this particular thought that I think I should go into nursing. And before then, I will tell you what made me say I'm going to go into nursing as a profession. So back then, as of my where am I going to start from now? I'm going to start from the particular aspect when I was growing. When I was growing, I had a lot of career on my head. I wanted to be many things. As a child now, as a child, you actually have this mentality that I'll be this. Most especially when you come in contact with movies, we are at that particular stage, we are very, very influenced by things we see and things we hear. So when I was a child, I started with this particular profession. I know it's quite funny, but I started this particular profession. I wanted to become a soldier. I wanted to represent my country. I wanted to serve my country. I wanted to become a soldier. The reason of me saying I wanted to become a soldier then was because I had an uncle that was wealthy and he's a military personnel. I wanted to become a soldier, so I had that mentality that I'm going to become a soldier. So as I keep growing, my parents were like, I know this particular thing I'm saying, maybe it's because of a check. But whenever I was growing, whenever I am, people will be asking me, what do you say you want to become? What do you say you want to become? I said I want to become a soldier. I wanted to represent my country. So you go to a particular stage, I switched. I said no because there was the country insecurity, instability, that the country was so insecure to the extent that a lot of soldiers were losing their lives. I beg, no, I'm not going to become a soldier again, and I'm going to change profession. I'm going to do, I think, engineering. So I switched into engineering. Within myself, I was like, I wanted to become a civil engineer. And why did I say I wanted to become a civil engineer? I wanted to become a civil engineer because I had a neighbor. He was working in this engineering company and he was freaking wealthy. I was like, this engineering whole stuff have money in it, and I wanted to become this engineer because I saw the kind of vehicles he was driving. And not even that, I was actually still good in mathematics then. I was very, very good. My primary school, I was extremely good in math. That's something you just know about it. And everything about me and mathematics then was too close. I knew maths. I could solve whatsoever maths then in junior secondary school. When I started having this doubt of becoming an engineer, I started from my JSS1. After my JSS1, I came in contact with a particular maths teacher. So if you're a parent and you're coming across a particular video, so whenever you see your child go in a particular aspect in life, and all of a sudden you see them fluctuating, they're no longer that good as they were before, just think of this particular thing. A very key factor that normally change a child mentality towards a particular subject, I think, is the subject teacher. The subject teacher then in math was so horrible. She was an adult, she was a grown adult, she couldn't express herself, she couldn't even teach the maths itself very, very well. I was like, no, I was losing it all in becoming an engineer. So I was like, I can't cope because I was not getting any maths class again. Any class that she's taking, I was never coping. So I said, this engineering stuff, I'm going to drop it. So before, if I could remember, before my JSS3 examination, I had a cousin, an architectural engineer. So he's by name Engineer Imoko Ejike. So I came in contact with him in my house, and he was like saying, this engineering you're talking about is not really a cool profession, though. But engineering is a cool profession, but it's not really as cool as I think it is. That I should actually think of becoming a professional. I'll be giving him the credit because he gave me that idea of becoming a nurse. Like he was like, this nursing is very, very good, because then I know the only thing I normally help him do then, I do presses pimple. Yes, I do presses pimple. I could remember it was like the kind of care I render when pressing his pimple and the kind of attention I drag whenever I'm in the public. It was like, you are going to be a caregiver. I should go into this profession of nursing. I was like, guy, you're not serious. Why did I say, guy, we're not serious? Because I know nurses to be female, so I'm a male, bro. I'm a male, so how am I going to become a nurse when I'm a male? It was like, doesn't matter, but both male and female can actually become a nurse. I was like, I'm not serious. I can never become a nurse. My parents actually talked about it. Like, nursing is actually very good. I had a grandma, she's a nurse. She's late. She's a professional nurse. And they were like, I resemble her and I should go into this nursing as a profession. I was like, I'm not going to go into this nursing. So after my junior WAEC, because in Nigeria, after your junior WAEC, if you're entering your senior secondary school, most especially SS1, you should be very, very ready to take the chance of choosing the occupation you're going to go into, because you'll be choosing between sciences and art, which is science. So you should be making this concrete decision on where you want to be. Variations of courses occurs in SS1. if you don't know. So, and you must make decision. It's from your SS1 you start decide. There should be proper decision, because any lecturer or any teacher that will be coming into the class will be asking what you want to become, and they want to know the branch of science and social sciences and arts that they will be dropping this year, or they will be grouping the student into. So then I had to come into conclusion and say, okay, everybody was going for med and such. All the students then want to study medicine, I want to become a medical doctor. So okay, let me stand differently. I want to stand out. I want to represent. So I should take the uncommon course, because people that were saying nurses were very, very few then. So I was asked, the first time I was asked, I was actually ashamed. So I stood up and I said I wanted to become a nurse. You're like male choosing nursing as a profession. So you guys are not actually serious. Nursing is a very good profession. So I wanted to become a nurse. So due to the hate I was getting from choosing nursing, it actually built my confidence. I was like, since nobody wants a guy to become a nurse, I want to really become this nurse. So I have an old aunt that is a medical doctor. When I told her about my dream of becoming a nurse, she said, the nursing you're saying is a very, very good profession. Once it comes to a male nurse, the male nurses are very scarce, and it's very, very good seeing a male nurses in any healthcare organization. I said, yes, that was a good boost to my career. I said, yes, this nursing, I want to go into this nursing. I want to see what people are not actually telling me about the nursing itself. So I chose this path, and I think where the main frustration started was right after my JAMB examination. After my JAMB examination, I got a good grade. I'm academically inclined, I got grades, so I got a good grade. I scored on my first JAMB a JAMB score of 253. So my 253 was my first JAMB score. At the end of the day, at the aggregate in the first university I chose to study nursing sciences in university, I chose University of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, UNIZIK, and I got an aggregate of 270 plus on my aggregate score for my post-UTME with my JAMB after the calculation had been done. After that, they couldn't give me any admission. That really brought me down. I was so devastated. I was deeply devastated, if I could remember. I remember how low it took my esteem to. I was actually the senior prefect of my school, if I forgot to mention it in my video. I was actually the senior prefect in my school. So that mentality of this senior prefect, they always stand out. They're actually bright students. They stand out in wherever they go. So I went to this particular institution and I was neglected. And my grade was very, very high. I knew majority of my colleagues that gained admission with JAMB score of 230, 240 were gaining admission into nursing. And me with full JAMB score of 270 plus couldn't even gain admission into a particular institution. That's because of how competitive it was. I said, no, this is not actually something that should give me a problem. I was really at my lowest. I couldn't actually bear it that much. So I had to just give up on education. If I'm being honest, to give up on education, I had to say, no, I'm not going to try. Okay. So that same year, I was like, I can't stay at home for a whole 1 year. I should actually give a try to College of Nursing. So I think of going into my first College of Nursing to write the normal College of Nursing examination, as we all know. So I stood for my first College of Nursing examination. The same year I wrote my JAMB examination. That first year College of Nursing, I passed the exam. It was quite very cheap. If I'm very honest, I'm not actually making mad, I'm not actually bragging. But the fact that I passed the exam, it was quite very cheap. I wrote the exam. I was like, after the exam, I told my sibling, it's not actually a competitive examination. Because I know competitive examination that I've sat for, that are very much difficult. Because when going to the competitive course, the examination will be difficult. There are a lot of individuals that want to really go into this nursing. So I told my sibling and my parents. Funny enough, the result came out. I was actually the second from my state that was representing the college I took that particular year. So I was like very happy. I was like, it's actually very easy. Like, getting this admission is not going to be my problem. During my interview, I was called up for interview. During my interview, I was done with interview. Funny enough, guess what happened? They removed me. Yes, they removed me because I could remember what I answered during my interview. I gave a concrete answer. I was actually asked a question and I answered the question. I was actually asked what is Archimedes principle. Knowing fully well I know Archimedes principle, I said it all, but I was removed. And how do you think I coped? I would then, as I said before, I literally did this particular thing in my admission into UNIZIK, if I could remember. I was at my lowest then, just only one exam. But imagine me passing this particular one and I was removed after an interview. that was the highest of it. I couldn't even take it. Telling my parents that I'm going to go and learn 1 or 2 business skill, actual skills, not everything. I'm not actually saying it because of the context of creating a video, but I'm actually telling you based on real life story. I told my parents that I'm going to go into business. I don't want to really go into school, irrespective of how academically bright I was. So I know I cannot just take it any longer. So I started thinking of a business skill to go into. So my parents said, why don't I just give it another try? Why don't I just take another jam? I said, no problem. I should give it another try. But it's not as of immediate as you think. This I'm telling you about was getting close to the jam registration date for another year jam examination. I said, okay, I should actually give it a try. So what am I going to do? I'm creating this video as of the year 2024 too. So I'm in my 100 level in College of Nursing. So but before then, let me just give you how the process was. I said, should I take another jam? This was getting to the end of jam registration for the next thing. It was actually a big problem for me. I said, okay, I have to just take some another jam. Then I'll try another College of Nursing in case the jam didn't work out well. So funny enough, I took another jam, and guess what I scored? Upon I wasn't too prepared for this particular jam I'm telling you about, the one I was very prepared for. I think I got slightly close to it. I got the jam score of 250 then. After getting the jam score, I was like, okay, when I got the jam score of 270 plus, and I couldn't gain admission after the cheating and everything. Is it the 250 that was giving? I just removed my mind from the whole university stuff. But before that, I said I should give it a try again. I should try State University because I tried the federal university. I should actually try State University. So what did I do? I tried my first state university, which was University of Imo State, IMSU. So I tried my first state university. I went there for the apostille. After I finished writing the apostille, I was just having this doubt. Because I was already stabilized, I was like, since I couldn't get admission with jam score of 270 plus as an aggregate score for a particular institution, how am I going to get that particular doubt? I was not very solid. A friend of mine was like encouraging me. She got a jam of 270 plus. She was encouraging. I was like, no, I couldn't. I just had to just go and do institution and try College of Nursing. Luckily for me, my jam score gave me admission once. I think I was actually one of the among the third candidate that was choosing to the college with a jam score of 250. So I was very happy. So that's how my journey started. From the whole story now, I can actually say that it's not actually an easy journey. I know of many people that actually got good jam grade. Today they're not still studying nursing in university. I know the system is quite unfriendly, but the whole thing remains that don't give up. I know I gave up at some instant time, but the truth of it, I didn't like I'm giving up. I gave up. I couldn't have been in this platform to tell you my story. So whatever you're doing here, you should always remember that there should be a story to tell. There should be a storyline, and you as an individual, since you're having a storyline, are you willing to share this story? Are you ready to create that story? Your life can actually be a story. I know of people that wrote jam. I know of a particular friend of mine. She has written a third jam. She's trying to go into medicine. I've written a third jam, and at the end of the day, she has not gotten admission. She has getting good grade. The lowest she had gotten jam was 240 something. That was her lowest. The rest were from 280 and 300 and above. I think she'll be trying another time again. She have not gotten what she's been doing. So if you're out there and you're having this admission issue, don't just think it's the end of it. Just keep pressing. Yes, that's the truth about the whole thing. Keep pressing. The profession itself is hectic, it's competitive. We know how bad the admission process is, but at least just do your best. Leave the rest for God. God is going to help you. That's just it. So if you're yet to subscribe to the video and you watch to this particular extent, please don't forget hit the subscription button. I remain Medijude, and yeah, your first time coming across this video, you're highly welcome. I still remain Medijude.